Hello everyone, very good evening to all and welcome to the second part of this week 3 video today. So the topic we discussed for the last week was issues related to the access of information, and in the earlier video we ended up with the slide where we found that how have we failed in keeping up with the information and how that has led to the information avoidance. So today in this video we will try to understand how information explosion occurs and how it leads to the information fatigue. But before that, it's very important to understand why am I using the term information explosion? What does it mean? Not only me, but why have different media scholars, theories, professionals associated with the news and information over the years have been using this term. So in order to understand what is information explosion, how it occurs, we need to understand it through certain examples. Say, let me take one example. If I were to read a full list of new books published last month within the United States of America, I may have to read every 10 to 15 minutes of 24 hours the entire day without any break. And this effort that I will give in reading all these books, which are the full list of the only new books published in the last month, it will leave me with no time to read the already existed books, which may be in million in numbers, right? So in order to get the very recent information, the time that I will invest into it will not allow me to know the information which are already there. So such is the huge of information that I'm trying to explain. So this is not important, this is not easy. It becomes very difficult in order to get time, in order to maintain balance with the information that is flooding today. And that is the very nature of information explosion. The information today is increasing in such a rate that you will never understand, which in our daily lives we do not notice, but then it is happening knowingly or unknowingly. And this information is not only changing in quantitative nature, the information is also changing through qualitative nature. I mean, the nature of the information is changing today, not only in quantitative form, but also in qualitative form. So that becomes very difficult for us to, keep up with the information, because the information is exploded now. There has so much of information before us that we become failure in order to get the information or cope up with the information. Now let us try to understand how these huge amount of information has left us tired in order to compete with the information or cope up with the information, how it has led to the information fatigue thing. So let's get started with what I have in my following slides. So what we have started to do while information explosion has occurred, we have started to devaluing the messages that these informations are carrying. So what do you mean by devaluing the messages? For example, say if I own a book, I may treasure that book, right? That may be a treasure for me. But similarly, what will be the case for a librarian? Say a librarian may have 60,000 of books, and he or she may or may not have the special attachment that I have with the book that I own, right? Now let's again say, what about if you are being given the free internet data, unlimited data, and you have millions and billions and trillions of books available in the internet, So it becomes, even than, it becomes more impossible than, in order to get the same attachment that I had, right? When I own a book, the same treasure that I was having with that book, a person with internet unlimited data available with him may not have the same attachment with the millions and trillions books available there in the internet. So what am I trying to explain is, you have to be, you have to be very specific about understanding what kind of information are we dealing with. It is not only about the number of information, but also about the quality of information, that are we going to check out on each and every information that is passing through us. So in that case, what happened, there are so many contexts, there are so many opinions and facts lying in all these books that I have said, right, that it becomes difficult for us to detect which information, which fact, which opinion of which book is valid and which is not. So we directly comes to the come to a stage where we start to check the validity of the information, whether the information has the validity or not. We end up satisfying ourselves in regarding the information, every information, with the same validity, because we cannot inspect each and every information and certify that okay, this information is valid, that information is invalid. So it's not possible for us. So we reach to such a stage where we satisfy ourselves regarding each and every information with the same validity, even if those information may contradict each other. So this is how we start to devalue the message. We try to check the validity of the information, and even that validity do not differentiate. We do not try to apply the technicalities of checking this validity of the informations. We just try to get all the information valid in the same way, in the same in the same measure, in the same measurement, right? And even if some ideas, the facts, the opinions, they may contradict to each other, we overlook all these. And this is how we get to the we get acceptance to the contradictory views also. Sometimes we fall, most of the time. And even after that, these lot of information, it increase in us a sense of say we lose the sense of sense of losing. I mean, sense of losing means, say, we do not care about if some information is missed out. We develop this sense of we do not no longer have any sense of loss now. In fact, we feel secured that the same information that I missed just now, I'll be getting it in different way the very next moment, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, right? In different platforms, in different packages, in updated version. So we tend to lose our we tend to develop this sense of loss. We do not tend to develop this sense of loss, but we feel secured more enough, right? Now what happened after devaluing the messages? So with the information explosion that has occurred, we do not only remain to devaluing the message. It's not end there. We do not only leave the information validating the same way. We do not leave, or we do not end up to accepting the contradictory information, we do not end with increasing this, feeling secured of missing the information. In fact, we advance towards to, play with the nature of the information that is being changing today. We have become, we are witnessing this huge change of, information, huge change in nature of the information today. We become, we are the witness to such changes, and we accept these changes. For example, today the information has become very, the information started to come to you in a very short message. So with the short message, when I say, it means that it has increasingly, lost the detail. It has increasingly, editing out, or it is increasingly reducing out the context to which the information on which the information is based. And as a result, there is a scope to construct a superficial context to that information, and we become very tempted to such information. We accept this information, we receive this information, and we ourselves begins to construct a superficial context for any information. We do not bother about who the sender is. We do not bother about what the intention of the sender behind the information is. As a result, we become victim of however or whatever the media is presenting. We directly come under the control of the media as a result. So this is how the nature of information is changing today, that is leading us towards the, misperceiving of the reality that I discussed in my first video. So I think, for today in this video, we will end here, and we will, what happens after this, how have we ever, become successful in handling this information or not, we'll try to find out in my next video. So till then, thank you.